You know, there's this hidden script that's kind of running your life in the background. It's the thing that quietly tells you what you can and can't do, what you can and can't achieve. Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that script. We are talking about the power of your self-image.
So let's just start with this question right here. I mean, really think about it for a second. When you look at yourself, and I'm not just talking about in the mirror, but in your mind's eye, what do you actually see? Who do you see?
The thing is, what you're seeing, it is so much more than just a reflection, right? It's your internal blueprint. Yeah, think of it like a script, or maybe a set of instructions that your mind is just following on autopilot a lot of the time without you even realizing it. And this script, it's quietly guiding your feelings, your actions, and yeah, pretty much your entire life.
Okay, so let's look at the official definition for a sec. What's so wild about this is just how deep it goes. We're not just talking about whether you think you're good or bad at something. No, it's this whole integrated picture of your attitudes, your values, everything, all built from a lifetime of experiences. And hey, you gotta pay attention to this one phrase, resistant to change. That's huge. See, our brains love to be consistent. So once this self-image is locked in, we unconsciously fight to keep it that way, which is exactly why it's so important to get a handle on it. And this shows you exactly how that blueprint plays out inside your own head. That little voice you hear, that's a direct broadcast from your self-image. So if you have a positive self-image, you see a tough situation and think, okay, I can learn from this. But if you've got a negative self-image, you see that exact same challenge and your first thought is, yeah, I'm probably going to fail. It's the same situation on the outside, but two completely different worlds on the inside.
So that begs the question, right? Where did this whole blueprint even come from? I mean, we weren't born with it, so how did your personal story, your self-image, get written in the first place?
Well, it turns out your self-image was built piece by piece by this whole team of architects. We've got your childhood experiences, right? The things your parents and teachers told you, the feedback you got from friends and peers, all those social comparisons we make, both in real life and online now, and of course, your own successes and failures. But here's the kicker. The final, and honestly, the most powerful architect on that list is you. It's your own interpretation of all those things, the meaning you decided to give them. That's what really shaped the final blueprint.
And this quote from Anais Nin, oh man, it just hits the nail on the head. We don't see things as they are, we see them as we are. Your self-image is basically a filter. It literally colors every single experience, every conversation, every opportunity that comes your way. You're not just seeing the world objectively, you're seeing the world through the lens of who you believe you are.
All right, so we've got a good idea of what it is and where it comes from. But now we get to the really critical part. How does this picture inside your head actually create the world outside your head, your actual reality? Well, in a nutshell, your self-image draws a box around your life. It really does. It sets the absolute ceiling for what you think is even possible for you. Think about it. You almost never act in a way that goes against how you see yourself. It feels wrong, it feels fake. You won't let yourself step outside of that box you've drawn. Just look at how this chain reaction works. It's a straight line from belief to action to outcome. So let's say your internal belief is, I'm just not a creative person. What happens? Well, you avoid the brainstorming meetings. And the outcome? Your ideas, even the good ones, are never shared. But flip that script. Your belief is, I am confident and capable. So you speak up with a new idea and bam, you get noticed by leadership. See the pattern? I'm not disciplined enough, so you don't even start the project and you stay exactly where you are. Every single one is a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it all kicks off with that one little belief inside your head.
Okay, I know that might sound a little bleak, but here's the good news, and it's really good news. While that blueprint is tough and resistant to change, it is not set in stone. You are the one holding the pen. So the real question is, how can we start reshaping our own reflection?
So here is a super simple but really powerful 3-step framework you can start with today. First up is awareness. That's it. Just start listening to that internal dialogue, that voice in your head, but without judging it. Just notice what it says. Step 2, questioning. When you hear one of those negative limiting thoughts, you have to challenge it. Ask yourself, wait a minute, is this 100% true? Is it an absolute fact that I'm not good enough? The answer is almost always no. And finally, step 3 is reframing. This is where you consciously, deliberately shift your focus. Start looking for the evidence of your strengths, your past successes, and the progress you've made, instead of just fixating on what you think is wrong.
And I really want to make this clear. This isn't about becoming arrogant or developing some huge ego. Not at all. This is about being accurate.
Because let's be real, a negative self-image is just as distorted and inaccurate as an overly inflated one. This whole process is about learning to see yourself clearly and fairly for who you really are.
So, I want to leave you with this final thought, this question. Seriously, take it with you after this is over. If you could genuinely change that internal blueprint, if you woke up tomorrow and truly, deeply saw yourself as capable and deserving and resilient, what would you do differently? What's the one thing you would start doing tomorrow that you aren't doing today? Whatever your answer is, that's the true power of your self-image.